I asked the alien girl everyone feared to be my wife, and she cried. The first time I saw her, she stood alone at the edge of the Martian colony perimeter, silhouetted against the burning skies like some ghost from a forgotten myth. Her skin shimmered in shades of violet and midnight blue, and her silver eyes, cold, emotionless, seemed to pierce through every soul who dared to glance at her. Her name was Kalyra, and everyone was afraid of her. She's one of them, people whispered. A Nexari, violent, unfeeling, bred for war. The Nexari were a warrior race from the shadow side of the Andromedan rift, once at war with humans before a fragile peace was signed. Kalyra had been traded to our colony as part of a diplomatic pact. Some called her a gift. Others, a threat wrapped in a silk robe. I called her beautiful. While others averted their gaze, I watched her. Every morning, she walked the colony perimeter, her steps precise, silent. No one dared speak to her. Rumors swirled. She could crush a man's skull with one hand, or burn through steel with a stare. Nonsense. I saw something else in her. Loneliness. And I understood loneliness better than most. I was no soldier, no scientist. Just a farm technician. I grew earth crops in Martian soil. My name is Drayan Cole. Average in every way. Average height, average face, average life. The kind of man who blends into a crowd. Maybe that's why I wasn't afraid. Or maybe I had nothing left to lose. The idea came to me late one night after a long shift in the hydroponics dome. I was staring at a wilting patch of Venusian tomatoes when it hit me. Ask her to marry you. Crazy, right? But the loneliness, the isolation, ate away at everyone here. Some turned to stimulants. Others to virtual companions. Me. I thought about an alien girl whose eyes held galaxies. So the next morning, I walked to the perimeter where she always stood. She didn't turn as I approached, but I felt the tension ripple through the air. You're standing in restricted territory, she said. Her voice was deep and smooth, like water flowing over stone. I know, I said, swallowing. But I came to ask you something. Now she turned slowly. Her eyes were like moons, cold, luminous, vast. Speak, human. I looked into those eyes and didn't flinch. Will you marry me? The silence that followed could have split planets. Her expression didn't change. No anger. No laughter. Nothing. Why? She asked. I shrugged, trying to stay calm. Because you're alone. And I'm alone. I'm tired of pretending we're not. We're both stuck on a rock no one wants to be on. Why not be stuck together? Then. Marriage is not a trivial bond among my people. Nor for mine, I replied. I'm not joking. You would wed a creature you barely know? I stepped closer. Then let me know you. Kalyra stared at me for what felt like a lifetime. Then, to my surprise, she whispered something in her native tongue, a sound like wind through metal. And she walked away. I thought that was the end of it. But the next day, she came to the hydroponics dome. I wish to learn of you, she said, standing by the water tanks. I dropped the wrench in my hand. Is that a yes? I asked, grinning like a fool. She tilted her head. No. It is a beginning. We spent the next several weeks together. She came to my lab, helped me tend to the crops, asked questions about Earth's animals, music, seasons. I learned she had never felt rain, had never tasted chocolate, had never laughed. We walked beneath Martian moons and talked of our worlds. I told her about my family, all lost to a mining collapse on Europa. She told me about her sister, a warrior who died defending a planet she'd never even seen. Kalyra was not emotionless. She had simply never been allowed to feel. One night we sat beneath the red sky, sharing rehydrated coffee. I told her a joke, A terrible one, and she blinked. Then she laughed. It was small, uncertain. But it was real. That night, I dreamed of stars we could visit. Moons we could call home. Together. But the universe doesn't reward dreamers. A week later, a military transport arrived. 2 humans. 3 Nexari guards. They demanded Kalyra return. She is not authorized to bond with a native of this colony, one barked. She is royal blood, a Nexari barked back. Promised to another. Kalyra stood between them and me. I choose him, she said. I will not return. You will dishonor your bloodline, one of her kin spat. But she didn't back down. Her silver eyes met mine across the room and she said, He asked me. No one ever asked. A scuffle broke out. The humans tried to intervene, but Nexari don't fight with fists. They fight with energy. Blue light crackled, walls shattered. I dove between blasts, pulled her down, and we ran. We hid in the tunnels beneath the colony. Why didn't you tell me? I asked her. My betrothal was arranged before I was born. It is meaningless to me. But among my kind, defiance means exile or death. You'd risk exile for me? She touched my face, her fingers trembling. No one has ever wanted me. Not as I am. Only for what I represent. You see me. And then for the first time she cried. Silver tears slid down her cheeks. I caught one in my palm. Sparkled like starlight. That night we made a vow. No government. No family. No war could take us from each other. 3 days later, the colony elders convened. They gave us a choice. She could stay, but we'd be exiled from the main dome. No access to food banks. No protection. No formal citizenship. Exile's not new to me, I told them. Kalyra squeezed my hand. We left that night, crossing the Martian desert on a transport sled packed with supplies. We built our new home in an abandoned relay station beyond the radar fields. It was cold. It was small. But it was ours. Every morning I woke to her warmth beside me. Every night we shared stories beneath strange constellations. I gave her my grandmother's ring, stored in a locket for years. It's not Nexari custom, I said, but it's ours now. She placed her forehead to mine. Then I am yours, husband. 6 months later they found us. A Nexari ambassador arrived under white flags. He bowed to Kalyra. We offer you a pardon. Return and your bond will be sanctified. The council has recognized your right to choose. She looked at me. I braced myself. Would she go? But she stepped forward and spoke in her native tongue. Strong, proud, unwavering. The ambassador nodded once. Then handed her a thin, glowing shard. What is it? I asked. A seed, she said. Of my homeland. So I may grow part of it here. She knelt beside me and planted it in Martian soil. Together we watered it. And from the red dust, something blue and luminous began to grow. A year has passed. Our garden has flourished. Kalyra sings to the plants, and they bloom in colors I've never seen before. The Nexari come now and then, bringing us scrolls, books, art. Earth scientists send drones to study our crops. We are a bridge between worlds. And every time I look at her, I remember the girl who everyone feared. The one I asked to be my wife. The one who cried not from pain, but from being seen, chosen, and loved.